go. Welcome back to the Old Bull Young Buck podcast. I'm David Mundy, and with me is my mate, Griff and Logue. How are you, mate?
Good, mate. Good. Very good. Cold, but good.
Yeah, the weather's turning a little bit. We're back into Makuru, as we were told by Jeff Valentine this morning.
That's right. Winter season.
The wettest and coldest part of the year. How are you going, mate? You dealing okay? Still wearing your thongs?
Still wearing my thongs, actually. I've upgraded to the Archies. Good setup. Just a bit of arch support in the general Havianas, but a bit better. Going well, mate. Actually got a fresh new hoodie on today, so it's actually cold for me. So, I've been freezing lately. I don't know. I've just been sleeping really well, but just get real cold at night. I reckon you sleep better in the cold.
Are you sleeping better because you're playing a bit more forward? You mentioned on game day to
me. Everyone, I joke about it and say, hey, mate, sleeping heaps better to the forward, but it's fair income, you know.
Not up late night thinking about Charlie Dixon.
Yeah. Charlie Kerno, Charlie Dixon, Charlie Cameron, you name them, mate. So
too many Charlies.
There's plenty of them around, and it's been a good life so far. So
a bit more stress free as a forward, getting out there, just doing your work, getting busy.
A bit more, mate.
Yeah,
plenty more stress free. Anyone would agree. So we got the win on the weekend, so that's all that matters.
And last week we had Brennan Cox on the pod, the funniest man at Fremantle.
He's up there. He's pretty funny. Yeah, he was good. I liked him.
Any particular highlights that you took out of that?
Oh, I don't know. I just laugh every time he talks. It's just nothing really stands out. I think the starting five was good. We got a bit of feedback from the boys from that, and a few boys are a bit flat to have missed out.
Yeah, and I'm one of them, to be honest, because you got in, which is an absolute joke, and
I don't know how you say that.
Swaggy Darcy got in.
Well, yeah,
for being big, because he's big.
I'd easily take myself and swag over you any day of the week. So
I don't know what one day you hit a couple of threes in a row one day.
I don't know what you have to. I don't know what you have to offer. Like, you've done well to last 37 years in this league, but NBA they last a bit longer. They're a lot of old players, but you wouldn't be able to hack it, mate.
You asked James H. We had a period last preseason where it was just me and him, just draining threes wherever you wanted for months on end.
And
then basketball got binned around the club.
I'll believe it when I see it, mate, because I just haven't seen enough from him.
We'll have to meet up.
Hey, Coxie's a basketball specialty, mate. You asked him; he's a specialist, and he delivered. Just don't be bitter. Just get better.
I will, mate. I'm going to go put the work in.
Yeah, you should.
Just out of interest, if you were Blake Acres in Blake Acres' shoes, and right off the bat, your teammates plug you into the coach role, how would that make you feel?
Oh. Well, he loves being in control, so it's the only way to keep him happy, I guess.
Right?
Otherwise, he'd just ruin the game.
What do you mean?
Well, he wouldn't get a kick anyway, but it's just to try and keep him happy, because he's the one, he'd cause it the biggest stink, even though he'd be the worst player. Tries hard, though. Participation award.
But if you were pegged for the umpire...
I was pegged for the coach. Oh.
Yeah, coach.
Oh, I don't know.
You'd be flat, wouldn't you?
Yeah, flat, obviously.
Play.
Yeah. Want to play, but
nothing against coaching. But if there's a starting five and they're naming them, you want to be in the starting five.
Mate. Yeah, well, I was. You weren't. So I
still can't believe it.
I don't really care.
How'd you spend your day off yesterday after the game?
No, nothing. Just bit of marination, pretty much. Just sat up on the couch and
look after the big duck and his hamstring.
Look after the duck. Should be all sweet. So hope he's all right. But yeah,
beautiful.
Very chill yourself.
Very chill. Had a kid-free morning, so that was very nice. But why don't we launch in? Why don't you introduce our guest?
Love to. My famous good friend Nathan Wilson will be joining us today. Sharer of the delicacies of loving chili beef pies. Loves his pastries, just like myself. Very good friend. Love dumplings as well, so he's a good man. And big bit of a food category, but don't know why that's the theme today. But anyway, Wilson, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, pal.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dave.
How you going, mate? You all right?
Good. Yourself?
Nervous?
No.
Bit white in the face?
I don't get nervous.
You don't?
Nah.
Ever?
Never. Maybe for my 150th game of the weekend, that was about it.
Really?
So I had a lot of family there.
Nothing else?
Nah. What do you get nervous for? What for? It's all good.
It's all good.
Well,
chilled as bloke, aren't I?
Used to get told that if you're not nervous, you don't care enough. So maybe that's what it is. How did you find the game, mate? Obviously, you were nervous for it, but you were a bit more nervous in the end in the last quarter for a bit.
Oh yeah, we're hanging on for dear life back there.
Yeah.
You just stay forward, mate. Stay there, you're right. It's all good. It's all good. We're fine. I thought first 3 quarters, or 2.5 quarters, were solid. Obviously, they come on us in the last, but to the boys' credit, we held up pretty well in the last 15 minutes. So.
And this is the first game you've been back in the back six without the little fella over here. How was it?
So much better.
Yeah,
so much better. Nothing, no chirping in my ear, you know. So but it's good to see the big fella going well up forward, someone to kick to, and Big Rano put up a bit sore, so G Lounge had to stand up.
The lounge. Yeah.
I reckon it is different though when you when it's a close game. Now I've experienced a close game, kind of down, back, and up forward. It's a much better life up forward, mate. You make one mistake, especially in a close game. It's a goal and goal against, and it's no good. The only mistake I made on the weekend that was the standing on the mark. That was probably the biggest.
Yeah, talk us through that. I was going to bring that up.
We brought it up now. I brought it up, but I'll own it. A few boys asked me the other day. They asked me like,
set the scene first. First quarter,
layer, setting short on the
2 goals up at this stage.
I'm on the skinny side, so on the stoppage, ball gets dribbles out. Oppo beats me out there, but I see him and stamp myself on the game and set myself on it. It's a big tackle. Take down their skipper, roll him down, throw him down, going to sit him down for a bit. It wasn't apparently it was a free kick, which I didn't agree with. But anyway, just went to stand the mark, make 1 foot on the line, put 1 foot on the line, standing there and look around, going, no plays behind me. What's going on here? I just faced the wrong way, thinking I was a forward or back again, and it was gone the wrong way. Went to him after and said, mate, I reckon I thought I was a back then. And Tom Jonas just went, yeah, mate, you scared me as well. I nearly lined up the other way as well. So, bit of a probably first 50 I've given away ever, I reckon. Ever. Because you give away 50 as a back, mate. It's a goal against. I've never done that so far. I think they did score a goal from as well. So
2 games forward and you already lost the core values of being a back.
Yeah.
Good on you, mate. Wills, how did you see, obviously Hayden Young flew in the heavens on the weekend. How did you see that?
How good was that? I think I was on the bench at the time, so I was having a good rest, and I seen it up on the big screen. I thought, wow, I think you just won a car or whatever you get these days. So
what do you get? I don't think you
I
get
don't know.
anything.
Is it a car?
Somebody said a year's worth of 420 pies.
Oh, not chili beef pie.
Yeah, hang on. Yeah.
Chili beef pie from Big Loaf Bakery. Hang on a minute now. Now we're talking. I might have to start flying. Might have to start flying for him. Was George Yardy's better? You reckon?
Nah.
And Coxie or nah?
Nah, I don't think so.
Nah.
Young had a good landing, so take that.
Well, I was just glad he got up. It was pretty awkward in the end and got straight up and had the function of his legs.
I saw in the Q&A post match or whatever that JL said the landing has a bit to do with it. Do you reckon that's true?
Yeah, I think if you have a bit of like Youngie and George Yardy's fell over, but I think if like Ashley Sampy's mark, his big mark, years ago,
you landed
huge
your feet.
Mark, land on his feet, and even then you'd be like, oh,
it was
a great mark.
I reckon that's better when you land on your feet. Like you're more of a balanced kind of player.
Well, I think from that aspect it is, but from the spectacle of it, I think it adds a bit if you.
Oh, you want to see people get hurt?
No,
not hurt. Just give it something.
Yeah. Have you ever taken a big hang?
Nah.
Never.
Nah, I don't think so.
Ground level player.
Yeah.
Fast.
Inside, tough.
Change direction. tuck ball, one arm run. Real quick as well. Do you think of Seba's goal as well? That was probably another goal of the year nomination.
Yeah, that was a pocket he kicked the one.
Probably should have lowered the eyes to Logie Bear, to be honest. He's leading at him. If you lower the eyes there, he kicks it. It's all good, but doesn't kick it. It's selfish. What do you do there? Honestly,
give some feedback, did you?
Well, what do you do there?
Any feedback?
I didn't. No, I didn't. If you missed it, then I would have. Yeah, that's the thing. I reckon you see a lot of people get sprayed for if you don't centre it, but if you kick the goal, it's kind of like, fair enough. Nice goal. It was a good goal.
It was a great goal.
On the left as well. So.
And your 150th, had the family in the rooms before the game. Moose had some touching words. Belly had a nice little speech. How did you find that build-up and sharing it with Lukey Ryan?
Yeah, the build-up was good. The week getting told early, which was good from JL, and then obviously the build-up, just get all the tickets and that over and done with, which is good, and then concentrate on the game. And then obviously Moose, with his comments about myself and Luke, was pretty touching, to be honest. I'll sort of reflect on it in the next few weeks or years or whatever. But yeah, it's obviously touching to have family, kids down there. It was good to get the win.
Yeah, absolutely. It was the first time we've had family in the rooms all year with the COVID stuff going on.
Good
so
timing, mate. Timed it very well to get the rooms. And everyone. I think that was a good stat as well. Belly said on the day, 9% of players make 150. Is that right? Was it not?
I didn't know
less
that.
than 9%?
There's a stat behind it. Maybe the stats people can get that up. But he said I think it's like 10% of people play 150 games. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
So,
I know that to get to 50 games, it's even only 30% make it, which I thought I was shocked by that. But 150, 10%, mate, you're in the
Yeah.
So I said, you'll
top
be there
10,
soon.
top
son.
10 percentile.
Rare air, mate. Enjoy it.
What are
Long
you?
time.
You'll be 1% then,
Oh,
aren't you?
it's a little bit lower.
Mate,
You're
he's
right,
less than
mate.
one. He's less than 1%. 0.0001 chili beef pie percent.
But how'd you find slotting back in from your own performance wise? Muscle memory, just get after it.
Yeah, quickly just I thought slotted in pretty well. Contests, ball use, it's pretty good. It was obviously a bit different going back to waffle and playing, but it felt like I slotted back in and straight back into work.
Had some huge moments in the last quarter, in particular when we
Massive
were
one.
under siege. Bit of ball skew, nothing really sexy, but just some like keep the ball in, put your body on the line. Some really big moments. You feel like you come through those pretty well.
Yeah, I sort of want to start priding my game on that contest work. So not the biggest man going around, but just get the job done. And I thought I did that in the last quarter at some stage, where I didn't let a goal go past my head a few times, but it's good.
It's not the size of the dog in the fight, mate. Size of the fight in the dog.
Yeah.
Barrow knows that all too well. He's a little fella up in the midfield, mate. He's big boys he goes against every week, and he just keeps
Should know
sputtering
that.
up. 37 years later.
Key back,
so
key forward.
that's right.
You're
It's
a bit
undersized.
And our stat of the week out of this week's game is that with Nat Fyfe's goal on the weekend, he moves into equal 7th place in the all-time Fremantle goal kicking list with Justin Longmuir and Paul Medhurst on 166 goals, all of them. So thanks for your time up forward, Nat. It's time to do some work down back, I reckon. JL might not play.
Do you reckon he would have swinging back and just go, nah, sorry, mate, you go wing and go off ball and just be defensive from now on?
You're not getting past me.
Nah. What have you would have kicked nearly?
Nah, not that many. Maybe 150, maybe.
Oh, so not far off.
Nah, but not
Don't kick too
going up.
many.
I'm just going
Yeah.
stagnant. Don't kick
You don't-
many goals.
You don't kick
Set
too
'em
many,
up.
do you? Join the club, actually.
Yeah, I was going to say, you mentioned after the game how you are the assist king. What were you talking about?
CP3 point.
Yeah. Talk us through it. Go.
Just got myself the point guard. Just don't score them. I just give them off, just like Chris Paul.
How
Don't
many
like-
goals have you kicked this year?
Nah, I just assisted.
You
Couple.
haven't kicked a goal yet?
No, I've kicked 2.
Yeah, two or
Is
three.
it?
How
Two.
many of you assisted, do you think? Directly.
20 direct assists.
Like you give the ball to someone, they kick a goal.
15.
Hang on.
Maybe. All right, maybe 10. 10. Maybe 10. Three direct ones on the weekend, so I'll take that. But yeah, I'm not into. I get so much more joy genuinely get more joy out of giving it off. Just don't really. It's not as fun kicking them. I want to celebrate and get the boys involved.
It's a little thing. As a forward, do you get more celebration? It feels like the boys.
100%.
Yeah.
100%, man. You like it. Down back, we like talk about. You stayed there because you went. I was like celebrating stuff down back, but like a big spoil or something, like a big contest, everyone
like,
gets around
yes.
each other. It's like, whew, well done.
Good
But
for
like
that.
equivalent of that is like a hanger, a mark, and then a goal. Like it's like chalk and cheese. Like you can celebrate a spoil, but you celebrate a goal. It's like carry on, like muck around, get back to the middle of the square, and
Muck
like,
around.
sorted. Literally, it's
I
like
wish we could muck around down back.
Yeah.
no, you can't. You just can't. You can't afford to because. You can as a forward. You muck around a little bit, it just goes back the other way, and you got to get through 18 people before it gets a goal. But do it down back, and I've said it before. Make a mistake down there, and you're in a bit of strife.
Well, I feel like we've seen a bit, and it was brought up earlier in the year about the back celebrating, and after we kick a goal in particular is what I'm talking about. But I feel like the biggest difference is just it's a numbers game. So a forward kicks a goal, and all the forwards get around them, and a couple of mids maybe in there or whatever. But there's 5 or 6 people minimum in that little bit. Yeah,
But that's
then
more
the
because of
back-
the time. Like when you kick a goal, you got more time to get back to the middle of the square, and everyone sets up. When you kick, like get a big spoil, it's like, all right, nice ball, but now go and get back on your man. Like
Yeah, no, so
don't have
so
that
just
time.
from
Yeah.
goals.
Yeah,
But so just from the goals. So the same celebration if you kick a goal and all the forwards get around you.
Yeah.
In that same celebration moment, the backs are isolated in their little pockets, giving a little fist bump. Like we've seen them in the team
there is
reviews.
good. Yeah, there is good celebration.
Like they
behind it.
celebrate, but they're on their own, or maybe with one other or two
Yeah.
others, where the forwards just get numbers in and it's a
Yeah.
numbers game.
Oh,
I feel like that's the biggest difference.
Daniel skiers, mate. When things are going well, the forwards are happy.
You're
out
one of
there.
them, mate. You're one
I'm
of them.
I know.
All right, I
No,
feel like
I
this has been heavy Griff flow, so let's move off him. And let's head a deep dive into Nath Wilson.
Nothing wrong with that.
A GWS pre-selection way back in the day. How was that process?
Scary,
Mm.
to be honest. Leaving Mandurah, 17, over to the big smoke to Sydney.
Had you ever been to Sydney, let alone left Mandurah before you were 17?
I don't think I've ever been to Sydney.
No.
No, I hadn't. I've been to Melbourne,
Yeah.
but I hadn't been to Sydney, no. So, yeah, it was scary. But everyone was in the same boat. We were all 17, 18 together. I had a couple of WA boys come with me, which was Simon Tunbridge and Gerald Ugle, which was helping, but yeah, scary.
And so what was the criteria to be a pre-selection? Do you recall?
Not 100% sure, but obviously played at Peel Colts that year. And then I got told there's a new club coming into the AFL called GWS. Kevin Sheedy and Neville Stibbard at the time was a recruiter. Come and watched a few games at Peel, and then come back to my house at Mandurah and said, this is the criteria, this is what's going on. We're looking at you as a 17-year-old. And I'm like, oh, righto. And then literally 6 months later, I've been picked up by the Giants as a 17-year-old and heading over.
Playing forward as well? You're half forward then?
Yeah, I was half forward. Kicked about, I think it was about 35 goals in 6 games or something.
In Colts?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Wouldn't have passed many off within 60.
Nah,
would you?
nowhere near.
35?
Yeah, something like that. Kicked the bag at 6 or 7, I think.
Peel any good? Like the Colts team any good?
We made the grand final.
Yeah, so pretty good. So heavy scoring.
I didn't play. I snapped my ankle in the prelim.
Oh.
Yeah, so I didn't play.
Did they win the flag?
No, we got beat.
Needed someone to kick 6.
Oh, Nathan Wilson short.
Yeah, against East Freo, who I did kick 6 against as well.
You would have had the best run medal and everything. And I'll go, sorry.
No.
And speaking of kicking goals, you did kick the second ever goal for GWS, did you not?
Yes, I did. From outside 50. Thanks, Dave.
Nice.
You're welcome. First was Cal Ward, second, and
Myself.
Wills.
Go. Give us a play-by-play.
Yeah, you remember it? You would remember it, wouldn't you?
Sure.
Who's
I
it against?
actually
Who's it
can't.
against?
Sydney Swans.
Is it his first ever game?
Yeah, first ever
Battle of the
game.
Bridges.
ANZ Stadium.
Were you playing half forward flank?
Yep. Didn't get near the ball all night, really. Had a chance, set shot from about outside 50, a little bit of an angle, and put it straight over the goal umpire's hat.
Well, he's a set shot from outside
Steady.
50.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I would have seen it. Yeah, right.
Nice.
It's a good snag.
So you've come from a pretty good Peel team playing half forward. You moved over to Sydney, never been there before. We've just gone through the criteria for pre-selection is you're probably going to go number 1 in the national draft. So you've moved over, you're a big ticket, you're a big deal.
Academy pick.
And you moved to a new club. So starting from bare bones, starting again with a really young group. And how was that environment, culture around the club at that time?
Obviously it was a bit tough. So we were all 17, 18, living in like an apartment. It was called Breakfast Point at the time. And
Well, they put you all in together in the same.
Oh, not in together. It was like
Yeah, but-
apartments everywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like a massive big complex with like pools and tennis court and you name it was there.
Was that out towards like Blacktown?
Nah, it was like not as far as Parramatta, not sort of not that far out Blacktown.
Yep.
That's a bit out. And then we were there. Obviously tough. It was tough the first year. We sort of didn't win many games. We were all 18. I can't remember how many games I played. Maybe played I think 10. So I was in and out of the team, playing half forward. Wasn't getting much look. So obviously it was pretty tough.
And you moved over under Kevin Sheedy. He's
Yep.
obviously an AFL great and fairly eccentric in the way he goes about things. Any particular conversations or stories that spring to mind with your time with Kevin?
Not too many stories. I know he loves his horses. So every time the boys went to a pub, which was literally out front of Breakfast Point, he was always there with his wine and he's got his paper and he's marking down his horses, which was good, funny. It was good on a Saturday after the footy, win, lose or draw, which was mostly early days was a loss. All the boys would just head back to the pub. The Giants had their credit card on the thing. The boys were just having a good time. So the culture ended up being built from there. The early days, that's how it got built up. It was just everyone together at a pub with literally all families and that coming back. It was pretty special.
And obviously it would have been a good culture towards the end of it. It was tough to do at the start with all the losses and stuff. We obviously built it to something pretty good right before you came back across the West. Like how was that kind of whole making the finals and those years of building and stuff, and then playing in the prelim and whatnot?
Yeah, played in 2 prelims, but just the culture at the start. That's what I was talking about. Just all the families obviously getting together. You just felt comfortable. 2012, 2013, 14 was obviously tough, not winning many games. But it was just more of the culture. And we always had a belief that once we get a bit bigger and stronger in the gym and the likes of Jeremy Cameron and Treloar and these boys in the midfield are going to get to work, we're going to be a very, very good side. And we believe that. And I think it started to turn in 2015. Just the way that the boys were going about it, and we started winning some games. And then 2016 was that Western Bulldogs prelim final, best game I've probably been a part of for a long time. So that's how it just built up. Families, they were big, like a family culture, and going back to the pub, and from the 2012 to just built it all up. But no, it was very grateful for the opportunity that they gave me.
Yeah. Speaking of the Bulldogs, we do have a message from someone just about that prelim. Just Joel Hamling just said, "Is it true that he's still got your premiership medal in his top drawer?"
Very true.
He wanted to add that one in just before he heard
up
you
by
come
11
on.
points going into the last quarter, and they've done us. Oh, don't remind me.
It's a bad beat.
Bad beat.
And so you moved over to GWS, became an established star there, and then at the end of 2013, Rory Lobb moves over.
Mm-hmm.
What was Lobby like on his first few days at GWS?
Oh, put me on the spot here, Dave. Still the same as he is now.
Had 3 cars and 4 jet skis.
Yeah, I think he brought over a Beamer with him and a Merc, and then brought a $200,000 boat with him, I think, at the same time. No, literally, I can't really remember, to be honest, but we were together for a while there, and it was good to get him back here.
And so your time at GWS comes to an end. Talk us through that process of making that decision and coming back to Fremantle.
Yeah, massive decision. I still had a year left on my contract, and found out that Stevie partner was pregnant, and we were both over there by ourselves, and we were like, oh, what are we going to do here? And sort of spoke to the manager, Cole Young, and I said, look, I'd like to come back home, and it's probably about around mid-season bye, what's that, around 11 or 12. Come back home and met up with the big roster boss. Sort of said that we're sort of in like a rebuild stage, and just showed me what's going on around the club, and I was pretty impressed, to be honest, and wanted to come home, wanted to be around family, and so did Stevie. So the hardest part was telling the Giants that, I want to try to get a trade if I can.
Mm. And was it at any point during the trade period did it become a bit worrisome or a bit tricky?
Yeah, so I was waiting to the last day, and I had to fly out to Bali that day. And I'm like,
as well.
Yeah,
had to fly out.
Had to
go
for him.
You know you have to. But and I was waiting. I'm like, please get done. And I jumped on the plane, and the trade period wasn't finished. So
you jumped on Jetstar, not even knowing.
Garuda. Headed over. I landed, and some bloke came up to me, some random, have no idea, in the Bali airport, and goes, "Congratulations, you got traded." I'm like, "Oh, you serious?" And he showed me, because I had no internet on my phone in Bali until I could get the Wi-Fi going. And I was stoked. And then Mum and that were waiting at the tattoo shops in Bali, and come running out crying and saying, welcome back home when the time's right.
That's when you got the big Fremantle Dockers tat on your chest, is that right?
Yeah, I've got a big one here.
Too many chili beef pies about to keep the shirt on for now. No, it'd be good. You'd be loving it anyway, coming back, playing in front of friends and family, and the opportunity you get now. So with the 150, it would have been, we already touched on it, playing in front of the family and stuff.
Yeah,
so
it was crazy.
It's awesome.
The build-up was so good. Like we said, just the club built it up pretty good, and to have the family in change rooms and go up into the suite and have a good time was good.
Yeah, so we said you drafted as that half forward, but when did you make the transition into that run 30 metres, tuck ball, one drum, 6 bounce, kick 65 metre job?
I think 2014 pre-season, Choco Williams, because he was at the Giants at the time, said, let's try your half back. You got a nice kick and you're pretty quick. So
had you played much there before at all?
No, a little bit. A little bit at Peel early days, like Peel Colts, but didn't really like it. Ever since then, I haven't looked back, to be honest. I think it was 2014 or 2013, one of those two. Choco Mark Williams is a good man, and just said, look, do you want to have a crack at half back? And I said, all right, why not? And then,
bang.
Bob's uncle.
Yeah. And now something pretty special in WA football is happening this year. Footy's back at the Wacker. East Fremantle are redoing their oval, and so they're playing all their games at the Wacker. And the Peel boys were fortunate enough to have a run around there a couple of weeks ago, and something truly remarkable happened.
I'm told the Wacker ground's actually bigger than your standard footy ground as
Certainly
well.
looks like that. Certainly from a lengthwise, goal to goal. I'm not sure. I don't think I've ever seen this before. And I've obviously been around for a little while, but our great mate here, Nath Wilson, has kicked a 500-metre torpedo barrel.
Fair
It's
dinkum.
gone from D50, has bypassed all the midfielders and landed in the forward 50. Correct?
Yeah, it is correct. But it's not that big there. It's like the SCG. It's tall.
No,
Doesn't
pump
matter.
it up.
Have you ever seen it happen on the SCG? No.
No, I haven't. But yeah, it is. It's pretty small.
So talk
Nice.
us through your thought process as you've got the ball. Maybe a little bit of a wind in your face, against the wind.
Yeah, it was blowing a gale. It's coming straight at me. No, I think we were down by like 4 points with, I don't know, 4 minutes to go or something. And I sort of just got the ball, marked it. I couldn't see anyone on, so I was so I'm just going to launch a big torpedo. And I was on the run a little bit and then just got onto it. And I'm like, wow, that was all right.
Yeah, that was all
Slow
right.
down, Torp.
Hope we got a goal out of it, but Big Sep, yeah, he was still waiting for the one out the back. But
Yeah.
You,
So that's what that's the first thing I thought about. I saw the toll and went, oh, no, it's a great kick. Oh, my God, that's incredible. But the ball's gone legitimately 80 metres with the hang time.
If not 90.
With maybe 90 metres with that hang time. And Sebet is still being caught
He's running
behind.
out the back.
Wants it out the
Wants
back.
you to kick it under his 10.
Playing back shoulder, trying to edge him out. let it run onto it. Kidding himself. Did you and you kind of obviously got a bit of confidence from that Torp and try to bring one out on the weekend against Port, or what happened there? I think JL said at half time, the Torp Wilson.
yeah, put that away.
Yeah. I love it.
That one
mate.
didn't go so well.
I reckon you got to keep it calm. We don't see enough of him in footy, to be honest, do we? See a few
not many.
after the siren ones, but I reckon it's so underutilised.
Brendan Goddard kicked one when he was at Saints against us at Subiaco. I think it was after the second quarter, like halftime siren, and he kicked it from about 65 metres and it's flown through at goalpost height, like still going up, it felt like. He just absolutely launched it. And that's the biggest one I've seen live.
Yeah, right.
But
Biggest one you ever seen on film?
Nath Wilson,
Easy.
definitely. I can't wait for you to pump one out going for goal one day.
Not in the tool bag. He doesn't have it.
No, it's there. It's just it's a bit of a solar eclipse, it doesn't happen often, but when it does,
Whoa.
it's special.
All right, well, we'll launch into my section, Quick Hands. Going to pump a lot of questions at you. Want your first immediate reaction, your response, and Griff might circle back. Last meal on earth, what would it be?
Dumplings.
Tomato sauce, fridge or pantry?
Pantry. But Stevie puts in the fridge, it doesn't.
Ooh, Stevie! Any pre-game routines?
Banana. Just eat a banana about an hour before game. Other than that,
A banana.
chilled.
And caffeine.
Pretty bland.
Oh, I love
Coffee
caffeine.
of choice?
Skinny cat, 1 sugar.
Ordering a steak, how's it cooked?
Medium.
Player from another club you like to watch?
Play from another club. What? I used to be Buddy, but he gets into me too much now, so it's not him.
Player most likely to look at himself in the mirror at the gym that's not lounge.
It's the only bloke, isn't it?
Got it, flaunt it.
Nah. Lob.
JL's favourite saying?
Isn't it just hands in the
Hands
pocket?
in
and
the-
a block?
Hands pocket in the
Best tasting music at the club?
Moose.
How much do you bench?
110.
Yeah, boy. First car?
First card, did you say?
Hmm.
SS Commodore.
Most used emoji?
Right.
And the first impressions of Griff and I?
Big lats.
Speak, yeah.
Nice.
That's me, not
And
you,
me?
by the way.
Yeah, boy.
Old man not stopping.
Oh man, not stopping.
Just keep going, son.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah, well done. Moose is the best tasting music. It's very questionable for all the listeners out there. He puts on some. He's an avid Triple J listener, so
Yeah.
doesn't tickle.
He stands by it too, doesn't he? Very,
Loves it.
very
Yeah, very.
passionate.
He owns it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I thought. Just give him a little shout because you know
Yeah.
how much he loves it.
Your favourite song is Rockstar, wouldn't it be?
It has to be.
Yeah. Right. Who sings it?
The baby.
Baby. Rockstar.
Go and give us a
Good
bit.
song.
Nah.
Maybe later. We would have bought that one out. We would have bought that one out when he's sitting at that pub out the front of what's it called? What's that? What's your apartment called that you stayed in again?
Breakfast Point.
Breakfast Point. You would have been singing it there, I reckon, for sure. Anyway, number 14. You always been 14.
No, I was 16. Dave, I couldn't take 16 off Dave when I come back, so
Didn't
I was
want
16 at the Giants. And I was going to ask Dave. I thought, no way.
Ask the question.
No.
Sorry.
Do you boys care about numbers like a lot? Did you like? If you really wanted it, would you like?
Oh, no. I wasn't.
Say if I was at 16, and it wasn't like a Dave Monday, you would be
I would
like,
have been like,
Griff.
G, Lounge.
How'd you get? Happy with 14 though?
Yeah, happy, mate. Yeah.
Would you play with it in Colts days or before you went?
I was 20.
20.
Yeah.
Duck.
Yeah, I was a big duck at Peel Colts.
Yeah, 6 goals.
How do you
On
find the
average.
contrast between Licky Ryan in 13 and Ethan Hughes in 15? Either side of you in the locker room.
It was very tidy.
Yeah.
Very organised. Luke has no idea. He just leaves jocks and whatever you name it, just anywhere.
Crusty jocks just
Oh,
lying
yeah.
around. Yeah.
I've
Heaps of
been,
boots
I've
as
been
well.
thinking about this one since we organised with Nate, but it's probably the biggest contrast of all the locker numbers either side of someone. I was thinking about like you,
Yeah,
was
you got like.
Sturdy and Caleb.
Yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah. Makes sense. You know,
Try and
got
think of
like-
another one before we finish and bring it up. But the biggest contrast, I reckon, Lukey and Ethan.
It was very organised.
Yeah,
Yes.
very organised, clean cut, you know, like elite. Not saying Luke's not elite, but
Elite.
He's elite in a
he's
different
elite
way.
in different
yeah.
ways.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
And have you always smudged Grippo in your hair game days?
Yeah.
Always?
Yeah. Hanging on to it, so I need to do something.
You're all right, aren't
Well,
you?
yeah. Well, how did that start? What's the process? behind it?
Someone told me a long time ago that it works. So I'm like, all right, I'll try and it actually does.
Yeah,
It's just
how do you
like
get
free,
it out?
It's free wax.
How do you get
Oh,
it out? It's come out in the water, in the
Yeah,
shower,
just in the shower.
So its
Yeah,
sole
right.
purpose is to like a hair gel. Or
Yeah.
waxing your hair.
and it gets you ready for game day. You don't.
Yeah, and I'd usually wear gripper anyway, so it's good for the hands as well.
Do you ever like run the hands through it mid-game, mid-quarter?
Nah.
Yeah, right. Well, talking about Lukey before, mate. Tell us about the greyhound you missed out on.
Oh, do I
What
have
was it?
to?
Yeah.
Oh.
It still hurts.
Lukey,
so the
so-
boys-
yeah, tell us the story behind it.
Yeah, so my mate Jim Jeffries is a trainer in Mandurah, and he gives me a text and he goes, "Hey mate, got buying some dogs over from Melbourne." I said, "Yeah, no worries. How much?" I think he paid some good coin for it. I think he wanted about 25 grand between all of us. So there was about 6 of us going to split up and go into these 3 Rockstar dogs. Anyway, they end up going into a horse called Mankind. And I didn't want to fork out 25 grand just for 3 dogs. Stevie would not be happy. So, yeah, anyway, this Rockstar Patriot ended up winning back-to-back Perth Cups.
Which is worth
I think 150.
each race.
Yeah, each one.
Yeah.
So it's running about 300k. And the boys would have had at least 50% of that. And the worst part is it paid 34 to 1. So if we had $100 on it, it's 3.5 grand as well.
A bad beat.
So it's a bad
It's a
beat.
shocking beat.
Yeah, it is.
Sorry
Mankind still won a bit of money, but yeah,
to bring it up, mate. But
yeah,
yeah.
it's not.
Will it be the one that got away? You won't find
Yeah.
another one like that.
No,
as well.
I don't reckon.
Would have thought you'd get
Back-to-back
around as
Perth
well.
Cups.
Rockstar, like, you know, that's your song.
I wanted to,
Yeah,
but I'm not forking out a lot of coin for a few dogs.
yeah.
Next thing, there might be a couple of donkeys, and then what?
Couple of ombudsmans.
Too
cheers,
much up front.
cheers, Bellas.
Yeah.
The boys still bring that up at all?
We do sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we missed out.
Bit of tongue in cheek.
Yeah.
Shocking beat. So you mentioned how you did get pretty loose in your first year or so. It was pretty tough, in and out of the side and whatnot. And you maybe we spent a bit too much time down at Breakfast Point, down at the pub there. Did you? And you had to move in with Chad Corns just to.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, how'd that go?
Yeah, I seen him on the weekend. He said, "How you going, brother?" You pulled your head in. I said, "No, I'm joking." No, I did. My first couple of years was obviously tough, being away from family. So put myself with Chad Corns when he got drafted to the Giants. I think that was 2013.
He's elite, isn't he?
Yeah, he's
He's a
elite.
specimen. Yeah.
Yeah,
Still
yeah,
is, yeah.
crazy. Like
Yeah.
have a bar of chocolate, and then next minute I'll see him do like 5,000 sit-ups. I'm like, oh, fuck. This is crazy, man.
That Boyd level.
yeah, yeah.
It sounds a lot like Bordy, doesn't it?
Yeah, but he's actually a good man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he helped me in a lot of ways.
Yeah, right. So he would have took you under his wing for a bit.
Yeah, he
and
did. Yeah, for about a year or so.
Showed you the ropes.
Showed me the ropes. Showed me what's good and what's bad.
Now look at you.
Now,
Top 10%. Look out.
Stats don't lie, do they?
We had one of the other members on last week, but tell us your views of the Rosano Rats.
Is that the Rats?
Yeah, the
Rats.
Rats.
Lukey Taycox.
Yeah, right. Tay's left, so you could put me in there, I reckon. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking. Yeah.
No, not joking.
No,
No, joking.
No, you always have good bomb. They're the ones that you were going to get in with the Rockstar Dogs or whatever, but you went Mankind instead. But
Yeah.
what's your relationship with Lukey and Coxie
Yeah,
like?
it's pretty close, to be honest.
Yeah.
Obviously, fellow defenders, we're pretty close. When you're there, we're nice and close, but when you leave us,
Not anymore.
not anymore.
Not up to me, mate. Not up to me, but yep, go on.
No, but we are actually pretty close. Obviously, all the backline, we are pretty close, to be honest. But myself, Lukey, and Coxie are pretty close, and they live together. And when I first got back here, they sort of welcomed me to the club, and with Harley as well, which was good when he was here. And yeah, I love them boys, and I'll do anything for them.
Yeah, big family man as well. So you've obviously got two kids now, mate. Barry, you've also got a couple bubs. What's it like? You boys, you'd be loving it, wouldn't you? Getting another one soon, or going to get another one?
Oh,
Go down the
Go to get another one.
just go buy.
Go down and pick one up.
Nah,
That's not how it works, Griff. Like,
Is it?
Yeah, no.
No, it's good, mate. Yeah, it does. Puts you in line a little bit. It
Yeah.
really does. Yeah, I love it, to be honest. It's get up nice and early with them. Get up,
Kick
have
footy
your
with
coffee.
Jason Yarvo as well.
Yeah, get
Loves
home.
it.
You get home from the footy club. You don't want to look at a footy, but he's there waiting at the stairs with a footy. Come on, Dad. Let's do a torpedo. Yeah, I love it, mate, to be honest.
No,
Yeah,
it's
I
good.
haven't seen Jace for a little while, but he is a little blonde-haired version of you, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Nathan Wilson's strong genes.
Yeah, he is. Very shy. Has to suss everyone out
Yeah.
first before he opens himself up a bit. As you would have seen on the weekend, he watching the boys.
Didn't
and
like-
just
didn't like the
watching-
crowd, did he?
Nah, he said, yeah, when we were running out, he's like, Dad, I'll just give you a high five and cuddle. It's too many people.
Yeah.
That's it. And then Mika's just, she's like Steve, just real open and yeah, just open to anything.
And Jace loves Lukey Ryan, is that right?
Yeah, Uncle Lukey.
Uncle Luke.
Yeah.
Loves Uncle Luke.
They play a little bit of COD together, and it's pretty funny, to be honest.
He's a bit sus on Coxie, isn't he?
Yeah,
Not sure
Coxie
about
gave him an elbow when he was young, and he still remembers.
that. Really?
Yeah.
Accident, a bit.
It
It was an accident, or
It was an accident.
what? He beat,
Oh,
he
I'm
beat,
not sure.
he beat him in
Coxie-
COD or something. He beat him in COD. He wouldn't hold back Coxie as well, would he?
Yeah, he doesn't like Uncle Coxie. Nah. Yeah, he's like, anywhere we go, like say we're going to a pub for a fair, saying, is Uncle Coxie going to be there? Nah, it's all good, mate.
Oh, it's good. So move on to this weekend, I guess. Saints at Marvel, big game. Yeah, they're home deck. They're up and flying at the moment. So are we. So, what are you looking forward to?
Well, I'm looking forward to playing the Saints. When we played them in round 2, I was in Death Valley with COVID, locked away.
Oh, we are. We're too.
Yeah, Crookers.
Maybe that's why we didn't get the chocolates.
Yeah, so it'll be nice to play them this year and hopefully have a better team performance. So
Definitely.
that'd be lovely.
And just the air, when the roof's on, the ball carries pretty far there, Will. So you actually might be able to
Talk.
lay out a
JL looked at me and goes, put it away.
Get the license back this week.
No more license.
I reckon, mate. You can't just lose a license after one. It's not one spot doesn't make it summer. You gotta roll it out for sure. But
Roof on, yellow footy.
Nah.
Oh,
yeah,
Or if I shank it, oh no, goes back over your head like I did on the weekend. No.
you're right. Try to stretch for a goal.
and this week also marks Caleb Strong's
It
50th
is, yeah.
game, which has really snuck
50
up on me. to be
already.
honest. It's
Yeah,
flying.
jeez, man. I was saying
How
before.
many years? That's 3 years.
Mm.
He's nearly played nearly every game.
I'm
Yeah.
not sure he's missed, yeah.
No,
much.
he missed his first one that wasn't consecutive sometime this year with that after Adelaide, I think.
Oh, was it?
Maybe the week after the Saints.
Yep.
That was the first game he missed after playing everyone. So done very well. Few goal of the year noms or one actual award, goal of the year. That was phenomenal. He's had a great career so far. Rising star, everything. So
He's done it all.
he's done it all. I've only played a couple more games with him, but he's done a bit more than a Logie bear, I tell you what.
You can't flare the lats like you can,
No,
though, can he?
that's right. That's exactly right. But no, we'll be looking forward to it, and yeah, it should be a good performance.
Yep, hopefully. So we'll get our Melbourne crew out there and barrack for us.
They've been good as well, the away crowd.
They've
Been
been huge,
awesome.
yeah.
Crowd's been so good. So
Yep. So, Wills, thanks for coming on, mate. How'd you find
thanks.
that?
Yeah, it was good. Been waiting a very long time.
have you?
Yeah, G Lounge.
Yep.
Told me about 2 years ago. Would get me on.
That's right. Just waiting.
But when you go get put back to the waffle,
I was waiting, mate. I was just waiting for the 150. That's all I'm waiting for.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a pleasure to have you, mate. Thank you very much. You've been great.
Thank you very much,
Thank you,
Wills.
mate. Well done.
Thanks everyone, and like and subscribe. Cheers.